Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the end of March of 2022, and ever since the very end of TV shows out there like The Mandalorian Season 2, The Bad Batch, and now of course The Book of Boba Fett on Disney+, a lot of Star Wars fans are truly expecting the best from the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, the Ahsoka Tano TV show, and even The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 that's going to actually be very Force related. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, if you would like to go ahead and drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, here we are, it is getting very much closer to the official release of the Kenobi series. In fact, we have a full-length trailer for the actual new TV show of that coming in early May that's going to give us a lot more footage of Ewan McGregor's take on the character, as well as Darth Vader for the very first time in live-action form in the Kenobi series. It's going to be quite a ride to see exactly what the full trailer is going to look like in comparison to the teaser trailer that we got some weeks ago. However, that leaves us exactly with what's been happening behind the scenes with Jon and Dave Filoni and what they're up to with George Lucas on crafting this new universe that's going to borrow many elements and aspects from, of course, Star Wars Legends and combining it with the Disney canon as you know it. Now, when you look at everything like that, they really are trying their absolute best to really drive the lost Star Wars fans back into the equation, to really get them back into the Star Wars world, to really gain their interest of what they are doing right now with shows like Mando Season 3 and 4, and especially the Ahsoka Tano series, which, by the way, is considered to be Dave Filoni's big golden TV show that's really gonna make or break the overall Star Wars universe. It's a very important show. They're pouring a lot of time and energy into it, and they're gonna begin filming this thing by next month in April. So with that being said, however, what's even all the more intriguing is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are beginning to develop the Ahsoka Tano series with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they are also prepared to make major announcements at Star Wars Celebration that is set to take fans by surprise, of course, where it's described that in a recent interview, however, with actress Gina Carano, she went on to discuss more about her time over at Lucasfilm and her perspective of Kathleen Kennedy and her ways of handling the entire company. Now, Gina Carano went on to state, "It was never my intention to hurt anybody's feelings of what I had posted on social media, and for everything that I did, I apologize. And I have been grateful for many fans accepting my apology. I even had tried to apologize to Kathleen Kennedy personally over the phone a couple of times, and her assistant refused to patch me in with her and have a real one-on-one discussion. It was a very awkward situation for myself. I felt like I lost all self-respect after that, trying to apologize to those over at Lucasfilm that won't even accept an apology, nor even take the time of day to listen and ignore me, leaving it all to their assistants. I will be honest that I love the fans. I love them dearly. They are so joyful and passionate about their franchise that was created by George all those years ago. And I have to thank George for even making all of this happen. I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for George. One thing I can say that it is true that Lucasfilm takes all of that for granted, and especially Disney, they don't care about George, and they never did care about George. Them taking over Star Wars was a business move and an easy one for them at that, but now I can see that things are beginning to change for the better, and it just puts a big smile on my face." So let me just stop right here for 1 second about what Gina Carano is saying about Lucasfilm. Now, we never really got to hear much about what actually happened between Gina trying to apologize to Kathleen Kennedy and others over at Lucasfilm, and honestly, I don't even know if she should have apologized, because that's kind of counterproductive, because it does kind of take away your self-respect, because I think at the same exact time, she knew that Lucasfilm wasn't going to care at all. They weren't really going to turn around and accept that. That's pretty much a given. And I think that she knew at the end of the day what she was getting herself into. That's fine. I mean, big thumbs up for Gina Carano for being, the bigger person and taking everything very professionally and making that major, apology to people like Kathleen Kennedy and, other higher-ups over at Lucasfilm and Disney at that as well. But a lot of her requests to apologize to them only reached their assistants at the maximum level. And their assistants got back to her and told her that they wanted nothing to do with her, and that was that. And it just goes to show you that even those over at Lucasfilm, and at the time, Disney, who right now, by the way, is shaping up and getting better, they really just did not want to face reality. And she gets into this a little bit more in just a second about facing reality and what, realistic situations should be like. So Gina Carano trying to apologize. I would like to hear what you guys have to say, if that was a good or a bad move on her part. Should she have done that? Should she have not done that? I say good on her. It proved that she's the bigger person. It proved that she's the more professional person. Maybe not necessarily, of course, something that she should have done, because she knew what she was getting herself into. She knew that she was going to pretty much be chewed out and just thrown to the curb like that. So I think that at the end of the day, she could have just ignored and not even apologized to them. And one would even say that she shouldn't even apologize in the first place, right? So the other thing is this, is that Gina Carano goes on to state that when I was filming The Mandalorian Season 1, Kathleen Kennedy would always tell me that I always appeared too womanly or too girly, and that I should act and be stronger than I am on set. They seem to be obsessed with this image that a woman can't be herself, or that she has to be the same strength or power as a man every single time. And yes, I know this is Star Wars and it's a galaxy far, far away and we're playing different characters, but let's be realistic. Women are women and men are men, she says. We are all different in great ways, and I think that we need to respect reality and how it's represented in films or shows like this. I was always told that I needed my hair to be cut shorter, or I needed to bulk up more and become more muscular for the role by Kathleen Kennedy. Let me just stop right there for a second. Now, the fact that they are telling Gina Carano, and Kathleen Kennedy specifically, is guiding Gina Carano and telling her that, yeah, you should chop your hair, become more muscular, and change your image. We don't want you to appear what you want to appear to be like. And she wanted to kind of take that power into Gina Carano's hands of the character of Cara Dune. That's what it just comes off like. It just seems like that. And that's what Gina Carano said, is that doing something like that kind of takes away from her personality. Yes, if you want to wear a wig, fine, do something like that, but they wanted her to actually cut her own hair and change her actual image on set as an actual actress, not as a character we're talking about specifically. And I think that's where things get a little crazy, to say the least. Now, she goes on to say that I was always told that I need my hair, of course, to be cut way shorter, and this just kept on getting repetitive. I just think that what Lucasfilm needs to do is focus on great stories, and if a strong character that comes along that fits the need of the story, who is a woman, so be it, that's fine. Just don't keep forcing this narrative, because it comes off as, well, let's say, how do I say this, just flat out unrealistic, she says, to the audience. They can always tell when passion is poured into a story, and that is true of what Gina says. You could always tell when passion is pretty much incorporated into a TV show or a movie, whatever it may be. There's something about it in our subconscious minds that just allows to register that, and that's exactly why we love The Mandalorian, and that's exactly why aspects, and I say aspects, of the Book of Boba Fett were pretty good, especially chapters 5 and 6. So overall, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.